Hi, this is Jackie's Reading Room, and I'm your host, Jackie P. Have you turned some pages today? For today's episode, number 36, on my bookshelf number 3, I decided to keep it simple. I'd like to share about some titles I read and enjoyed, and about some books on my TBR pile, that is the to be read pile, and why I want to read them, what's so interesting about them, and so on. So, let me start by saying that so far in 2023, I've read 7 books, and 2 of them are nonfiction titles, and the rest is fiction. I tend to read more of fiction. One of the nonfiction titles I read is called, in French, La Grande Aventure du Livre, which means, if I translate literally, the book's great adventure. It's one of those kids' books. It's kind of an oversized, cardboard cover with beautiful images, and it's in French. I don't know if it exists in English, but there must be an English sort of another version of that in English. And this book explains the path that it takes for a book to start as an idea, right, in the author's mind, all the way to the hands of the reader, from the publisher to the agent, and then the designer, etc., and then to the bookstore, the library. I thought it was so well done, beautifully illustrated, and it really did teach me things. So it's not because it's a book for kids that as an adult you can't pick it up. And I thought it was, as I was saying, I thought it was really well done. If you have some young people in your life, you can read that with them, or you can do just like me, read it for yourself. Now, in 2022, I read many excellent books, and quite a few of them. And one of them I talked about already. It's called The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James, and that was published in 2020. And I talked about it in episode 11, when I talked about um, the environment, right? The reading environment, and where, when people read. And I was mentioning that I read that book on the beach, on the plane, when I was on a trip. And it's such a spooky, thrilling kind of novel, about a haunted motel, really. So I would strongly recommend it. I have recommended it to friends, and I believe I even gave it to somebody as well. And another one that I read that I had no idea about, is entitled Fierce Kingdom, by Jen Phillips, and that was published in 2017. Now, I believe I talked to you about that bookstore from Canada. It's a big bookstore chain called Indigo. And you can actually go online and ask for recommendations. And they, according to what you answer, they give you some options. And one of these books was Fierce Kingdom, and I was really, really happy that I read that. It was named one of the best crime novels of 2017 by the New York Times Book Review. And the whole book takes place in a zoo, right? It's at the end of the day. The book starts at that moment when the mom says to her young son, okay, it's time to go home. And as she's leaving, she realizes that there are some people shooting uh, inside the zoo, right? And so her mission now is to get to a safe place to save her son. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. As a mom of 2 daughters, obviously they are older than the young boy in the novel, but any mom reading that, I'm sure you feel on the edge. And I really loved to see how that woman dealt with the whole situation. So very, very good book. Actually, it made me want to read more by Jen Phillips, who is from Alabama. And I actually borrowed from the library her more recent title from 2021 called Family Law. And it is on my TBR pile. And what I like about that novel is that it has the dual perspective, right? So one section is narrated by one person, and then the other section by another. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Also on my TBR pile. Well, it's been a while since it's on the pile. And I believe I have mentioned it. My soon to be 16-year-old has read it, and she says, Mom, you have to read that. It is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. You may recognize her from Daisy Jones and the Six. More recently, with Carrie Soto is Back. She is quite a I'm going to say famous writer, in great parts because of TikTok and Book Talk, right? That featured her novels. So, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is about this actress who hires this young woman to write her story. And I've been meaning to read it. It's been sitting there, but I believe in the next couple of weeks it's going to be my reading of choice, because I want to know what the hype is all about, right? Sometimes you understand what it's all about. You finish it and you go, "Wow, that was great." I hope that's what I say, and I'm always looking for a way to share about reading with my daughters. So that's definitely on the list. Another book that I wanted to mention that is on my pile of books to read is brand new. It came out in 2023. It is entitled The House of Eve by Sudiqua Johnson. Sorry, my pronunciation is maybe not the best. She is from Philadelphia originally, but now lives in Richmond, Virginia. And this novel was picked by the Reese's Book Club, right? You may know Reese Witherspoon, the actress. She has her own book club, and she picks a book once a month. And this is the February 2023 pick. And it is a historical fiction novel as well. And it's the story of these two Black women in the 1950s. So, what I understand is one of them is a young girl who gets pregnant and is kind of in a delicate situation because of that. And the other woman is another, I guess, an older woman who is trying to get pregnant and it's not working. So these two women are going to get connected. And it looks like the ending is quite surprising. You may know the author from her 2021 novel entitled Yellow Wife. And Oprah Magazine named it 27 of 2021 most anticipated winter historical fiction books. So, more than one book to read here. So, but you remember that a few episodes back, I talked about books and their covers, right? Do you judge a book by its cover, or do you pick a book by its cover? I have to say that this book, I find that the cover is very interesting. So, and very beautifully done. So, in the, I guess the main focal point is this woman dressed in a blue dress, and by the style of the dress, you can understand that this is a story that's going to take place in the 40s, 50s, just with the style. The woman is carrying a suitcase, and the background shows some kind of a house, but kind of out of focus, right? So to me, it's intriguing. Where's this woman going? Or is she leaving somewhere or running away? So I think this is going to be an interesting read. And obviously, there are many other books on my list. But if I told you about every one of them, this episode would be never ending. And I also want to keep some titles to talk to you about in the next few episodes, obviously. So that is all for us today. If you enjoyed, please share. That'd be great. And in the meantime, please keep on turning those pages. Talk to you soon.